Hey everyone, welcome back to Pajama Crafts, where I do crafts in my pajamas. I have another Dollar Tree DIY for you today. We're starting out with this scrapbook paper. This is not from Dollar Tree. This is actually a gift to me, but I know it was from Michael's. And this is some really cute scrapbook paper. It has a lot of farm type stuff in it. I don't know if they still have this because I got this for Christmas like a couple years ago already now, but I'm sure you can find something similar at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. But these were really cute, and this is kind of what not too loud. This is what kind of inspired the craft for me. And so I'm just cutting out some of these, and they're like they are supposed to look like little seed packets. So first of all, I'm just cutting all of these out. So I have Bree here with me today doing the voiceover. Hopefully she does not scream. She's just sitting on my lap, but she does get excited. So anyway, I started out with, oh, not too loud. I started out with this sign from Dollar Tree. Oh girl. Okay, I ended up having to have Zach keep her in the other room while I finished this voiceover, because she was just getting way too excited and just screaming at the top of her lungs, and that's probably not what you guys are here for. Although it is a little bit cute to see her get excited. But anyway, so I just have this sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm taking off the sticker. I know it's easier to remove with some heat, but I never remember to get that stuff out until whatever. Anyway, I was gonna paint over it, so I just sanded it down a little bit. Then I just have this folk art paint in the color Spanish Moss, and then I'm using some of my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster because I wanted a little bit lighter color green, so I'm just mixing some of those together and then painting the whole back of this. I know some people like to paint the front of the sign just so the back looks nice, but I don't really care about that because no one's going to see the back, at least for me in my house, so I just go ahead and paint the back because it's easier. So after the paint is dried, I'm just taking this big stencil from Michael's, I believe. I got it a long time ago, and I'm just writing the words Seed Co, and then for the smaller stencil I'm writing guaranteed quality, and that stencil is from Walmart. And I try to start from the middle so that the words come out more centered. It doesn't always work out in my favor, but usually I can add some element to make it feel a little more balanced. I'm just filling in those smaller letters with a white paint pen. And then I'm using some more of that plaster color Waverly chalk paint to fill in the bigger letters. And like always, as you guys know, if you have been watching my channel for any length of time now, I will have some pictures or videos at the end of each video of my little kiddos. I love to share them and just what they have been up to and new things they're learning. And I just hope that it brings some joy and a smile to your face if you see it. So do make sure to watch till the end of the video if you want to see them. Also, if you're new here, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. I post as many DIY videos as I can as a stay-at-home mom. Unfortunately, I'm not able to stay on a real uploading schedule or anything like that, but I do my best to get videos up as often as I can. I actually had Bree on my lap at this point. Look at her cute little hand. She kept scratching the board, but I didn't care. Like, she was really scratching the paint, but I was gonna distress it anyway. But I just thought her little hand in there was so cute. I will have a video coming up of her soon. She's about to turn 1, so I'm going to have a video kind of about her story and how she was born prematurely and her time in the NICU and everything like that, so stay tuned for that video. I asked you guys in a previous video if you'd like to see that, and I got a lot of comments saying yes, so I will be working on that video soon, so stay tuned for that. And then also, guys, can you let me know down in the comments, do you prefer to see Dollar Tree DIYs or just any kind of DIYs that are affordable? So like, I love doing both kinds, so I'm still gonna do both kinds, but I just love to know which ones are your favorite. sometimes it's a little bit harder to figure out Dollar Tree DIYs, especially if my Dollar Tree is not carrying everything and I don't have time to like sift through their online stuff all the time. But I can't always find things at Dollar Tree for very good DIYs. I like to make really nice ones, and sometimes I feel like it's hard to make as good of quality DIYs with Dollar Tree things, but I can go to Home Depot and get some 75% off wood that looks already rustic and stuff like that for literally like like less than $1 sometimes. So, and then I can make really good quality DIYs for so cheap. Like, they're still really affordable. So I love to do both, but it seems like the Dollar Tree DIYs are more popular. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'd love to know which ones are your favorite. So I did go ahead and take this outside and sand it with my electric sander. That's another reason that I like to paint on the back of these signs if I do use a Dollar Tree sign, is because I don't have to always do like dry brushing and things like that to distress it. I can actually sand it and it looks really good. If I painted over top of the front and then sanded it, you would see those colors coming through. This way you only see the dark brown coming through, and I think it looks more realistic if I'm able to sand it instead of dry brushing. But sometimes I still do both. But I didn't take the camera out there today. I just wanted to just get it done quickly, and I'm sure you guys know how a sander works, so that's what I did. I just took it outside, and I think it made it look really nice and rustic. And then I picked out 3 of the vegetables from that scrapbook paper that I wanted to use, and I just went ahead and took some distress ink. I've gotten this distress ink from Hobby Lobby, and I've had this for many years already. It's lasting me forever because obviously I don't use it that often, but I like to use it to distress paper and make it look older and more vintage. So I just rubbed that on the edges and anywhere that I wanted it to look older. And then I have 2 colors, one's a little bit darker and one's a little lighter, but I just took both of those colors and I'm just kind of going around the edges of the paper with that ink, and it kind of gives it that older distressed look. Let me know if you guys have ever used this method or if you have a better method for aging paper. I know there's a whole method where you can put it in the oven with coffee and all of that stuff, but do you know of any faster ways to do it? I suppose you could burn the edges, would look really cool, just sometimes that is a little more dangerous. So let me know if you have any tips for me that make it quick and easy are the key factors here. Now I wanted this to look really old and distressed, so just that ink on the edges wasn't doing it for me. The inside part still looked really white, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this gray paint from Walmart. It's the Waverly chalk paint, and I believe it's color Elephant, and I'm just dry brushing some of that onto there. When I say dry brushing, I mean really dry brushing. So I dipped my brush in the paint, and then I took an old paper towel that I've been using forever, as you can see, and I just get as much paint off as I possibly can. We're painting on paper here, guys, so we just want a little bit. So I just go ahead and dry brush that all over that. You can't really see it in the camera. I'm not sure if you can see it when I hold it up to the camera, but you can definitely see it in real life. It's just a little bit of dry brushing that makes a huge difference if you can see it up close, and it's just makes it, you know, look a lot older. I could not find my giant thing of Mod Podge, so I took this little one that I grabbed from the Dollar Tree a while back, and I'm just putting a little bit onto the sign underneath where those seed packets are gonna go. And then I just put the, you know, it's just a piece of paper, but yeah, seed packets. So we're gonna go ahead and just lay those down, and then I put Mod Podge all over the top of them and all over the top of the sign. If I were doing it again, I would maybe just put Mod Podge on the back of the paper and then put it on, instead of doing Mod Podge all over the whole entire sign, because it, even though this is the matte one, it did make it look a little bit shiny. And so it didn't look as old and rustic as I would have liked. I think it still came out really cool, but I think I would maybe do it a little bit different next time, where I would just put it, you know, on the back side of the paper. And last step, I'm just taking some jute twine where that hanger was that I cut off, and I'm just tying a little bow. I think it turned out so cute. Like I said, I would just probably not have put the Mod Podge all over, but I think it still turned out really cute. And I think the little twine bow just adds a really nice touch that kind of finishes it off perfectly. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Oh my goodness. Say hi! Say hi!